Stocks rising as traders look to Fed Chair Jay Powell's second day of testimony on Capitol Hill. Of course, they're going to be looking for any clues on the timing of that first rate cut. Now, Powell telling lawmakers yesterday that it will likely be appropriate to begin dialing back restrictive policy stance at some point this year, although reiterating that the Fed is not in any rush. Taking a look at the movement that we're seeing today, tech leading the early action. You've got the Nasdaq up just about 0.7%. We want to bring in Drew Pettit. He's Citi's U.S. Equity Strategy Director. Drew, it's great to see you. So I guess put this in perspective for us. We're putting so much attention and focus on what we're going to be hearing from Jay Powell from the Fed in terms of the timing of the first rate cut. How much of that has already been priced into the market at this point?
So admittedly, I think quite a bit. Like at this point, we really do need rates to move lower to justify the valuations where we're trading today. If I'm looking at the S&P 500, it's trading around 23 times trailing earnings. And I understand, we expect, over 10% earnings growth for this year, but built into our base case is some multiple derating. So if we want to push higher from our current levels, which is about 5,100, and hit something closer to our bull case of 5,700, we do need rates to come in to justify the multiple.
Are we in the bubble territory? There's been so much talk about whether or not we are seeing a bubble forming. Is there any truth or reason to worry about that?
So I'm laughing because this might be the best sell side trick on out there right now. Just say bubble or put bubble in a title and you'll get more readership and views. I don't think that's justified. Look, I don't have a ton of gray hair, but if you talk to my boss who's lived through the tech bubble, the comparisons just aren't fair. They're not fair at all. And honestly, what has been much healthier at this point is we've had a bunch of micro bubbles that inflated after the pandemic. And we've been popping these smaller bubbles kind of one by one. And investors have been much more discerning about which companies they want to invest in and chase prices higher in versus companies they don't. So I actually think it's a lot more healthier than people are giving it credit for.